20,000 soldiers of the Continental Army spent 6 important days encamped right here, taking strategic advantage of the highest point of the Conshohocken Hills, then an uninterrupted 2-mile stretch called Rebel Hill that ran from the Gulf by the Hanging Rock to the Schuylkill River. The Continental Army left their 6-week encampment in White Marsh on December 11th, and on that same day, several regiments fought the British, who had been encamped in Philadelphia since September 1777, in the Battle of Matson's Ford. Finally, in the wee hours of December 13th, the Continental Army crossed the Swedes Ford and marched into Gulph Mills. The soldiers marched in without tents for shelter. Those actually did not arrive until today, December 16th, a day in which a cold rain steadily fell. They had little food. The British brutally foraged in Gulph Mills on December 11th, taking most of the food from area residents, including a few thousand cattle. The soldiers had so few clothes at Gulph Mills that General Marquis de Lafayette wrote that they were, quote, in a state of nudity, end quote. Yet the soldiers endured, as one officer wrote, quote, extolling war and Washington. Still, the exhausted soldiers and officers anxiously wondered when would the Army go into winter quarters. During those times, armies did not fight in the winter because it was hard to move around. They went into winter quarters to rest and rebuild. Here, on December 17th, Washington announced in his general orders to his army that they would move to winter quarters, quote, in the neighborhood of this camp, end quote, to take such a position as will enable it most effectively to prevent distress and to give the most extensive security, a place that would allow them to build warm and dry huts, a place where the whole army would be in one compact location, secure against surprises. Washington directed the army to remain at Gulph Mills one more day to observe the new nation's first national Thanksgiving, which the Continental Congress proclaimed for December 18th to celebrate the Army's October 1777 victory in the Battle of Saratoga, to encourage the nation and to thank God. That same day, one officer's orderly book laid out the order of march of the Army, quote, on the road to Valley Forge. On December 19th, one officer wrote of his last moments at the Gulph Mills encampment. The sun shone out this morning, being the first time I had seen it for days, which seemed to put new life into everything. Lieutenant Colonel John Lawrence, one of Washington's aides de camp, wrote that on December 19th, quote, we marched from the Gulf to this camp, headquarters at the Valley Forge, end quote. The march to Valley Forge, definitely from the Gulph Mills encampment. The Gulph Mills encampment was an important time for Washington, the Continental Army, the Continental Congress, and the Pennsylvania General Assembly, all of whom were in constant communication during the encampment to chart a path forward to strengthen and rebuild the Continental Army at Valley Forge and to victory in the Rebel